Hey Vince, this is Keaton Everett with ABC, going over your pitching video from camp. We go through and talk about your motion, your mechanics, break it down frame by frame, and just go over a couple of the key areas that we look for through our delivery. We want to try to make it as consistent as possible. Obviously to throw strikes, we want to try to maximize our lower half. Use our body to try to take that strain off that upper arm, getting ourselves in a nice healthy position, but really maximizing our lower half. And so overall, very solid. You got a very good sense of your mechanics, and you're using your legs, using your body. There's just a couple little tweaks we can do to try to maximize it even more. As you're getting older, getting stronger, those legs are going to be a lot more important for you. So we'll go through and talk initially about everything. So we'll go here. Okay, so what we look for initially off the bat, all right, is our start. We look at our start because it dictates of how we're going to finish. A lot of mechanical inefficiencies or errors are corrected with just a different start. All right, so what we want to see, oops, that one kind of got ahead of us here, is your head staying over that back foot. All right, what you do, awesome. Okay, so everything's good. A lot of times you'll see kids come set forward, they move back, they drop their posture, so you're staying nice and tall. All right, everything's good there. Okay, one thing that the biggest thing too, you can see your hands come up a little bit, and then they come back down to break. And so just kind of watch that a little bit. Just try to keep your, basically, if we're, closing off your body, if people at home can only see this much of your body, we shouldn't see any change. There might be a little bit of movement up with your glove, but everything should kind of be locked in place. So just watch that, because it's harder to time when you go up and then go back down to time that break, because that break's really important for consistency. All right, so just try to keep those hands more in place. But the biggest thing here is, we want to get our hips closed off. So you're getting your hips closed off with your knee, but with this, that's just creating the opportunity for that foot just to kick forward and take everything off the hips. So what we want to try to think about is keeping that same knee path, which is perfect, but don't flex that hamstring. Try to keep that foot over that back leg, and that'll get you in a little bit better spot. Okay, so now at your balance point, we want to see our hips start to go forward, and then we want to see those hands break. All right, so as we tick forward, all right, you can see your hands start to break, hips are going. All right, so it's not bad. You kind of make up for it. You kick this foot back out. You kick it out there. But again, just try to make everything as efficient as we can. Come in here and then kick it out is a lot harder than just already keeping it back here and just letting the hips go. All right, so it's just something about making it more efficient. So you do kind of save yourself a little bit, but again, it's just making everything as easy as possible for you. Okay, so then what we look at is foot strike. Okay, so you're coming down, and it looks like it's probably in between, this area and this one. That this might be, you might be hitting your toe here. Either way, we'll call this your foot strike. All right. So you're coming down on the ball of, or the ball of your foot, which isn't too bad. But a lot of times, guys that I know a lot of coaches teach that, but the problem with that is that a lot of the times, I'm trying to get this thing so it doesn't tick forward here. Either way, I can't seem to freeze this frame to draw on it. So either way, is you can see how your knee is out over this front ankle there, and you can see how your back foot's completely already turned. All right, so we don't want to see this position until you're coming through your foot strike. So you just started your rotation early. You started everything early. You're out over your front foot, and you've lost your back leg. All right, so you want to stay in this back side. What's wrong drawing there? You want to stay in this back side longer, and what that's going to look like at your foot strike is you're probably going to have, maybe the, just kind of the inside part of your foot on the ground. That heel hasn't turned up you know, you're going to see those hips start to turn, but the biggest thing is you're going to see your knee behind the heel of your foot. All right, so now you're still on this backside because there's no way to be in your backside when your knee's out over that front foot. This is showing that you're in your front side. We still want to stay back here as long as we can. All right. Another thing too, because you're out front on this front foot, you know, this front side's turning off early too. All right. So this is good on this back. This arm is good position. Now we want to try to kind of match that up with our front side. So now our glove's going to be out over this front foot, and we're going to keep it out there throughout the rest of our delivery. So then through our release point, you know, we're able to maintain that, and we're going to get a little bit more angle and release with our body and our pitch. So now we're going to hopefully see our head out there, out over that front foot, you know, the front foot, which is a little bit farther down, to get a little bit more power. But again, overall pretty solid still. Your back foot's still on the ground. A lot of times you'll see kids with that back foot up off the ground. You're getting pretty good angle with everything. You're getting out over that front foot after you release. And so again, everything's pretty solid. The motions are there. Now it's just a matter of trusting your hips a little bit more and staying in that back side. And, you know, you kind of pop off that back side to that front side to get out on the toes of your foot, but just kind of let it stay in that back side and reach out that front foot. Once that front foot hits the ground, then everything's starting. All right, so it's just a little bit. The timing's just a little bit off, but you know, once you get that down, it's going to get easier when you get older, get stronger too. But once that gets down, you know, you're going to see a big jump in velocity, and it's going to be real good because everything else is really solid. So, you know, overall very good. Nice job. So thanks for making it out to camp. Hopefully you had a great time, and hopefully we'll see you again with ABC.